All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pozios Picks, a big time episode, long awaited, the March Madness breakdown. We're going to break down the bracket. We're going to give picks for most, if not all, of the games. And to help me out today, I've got Matty joining us. Matty, welcome, brother. Long time awaited episode. I'm glad you're here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Theo. I'm excited. Christmas comes early every March, so excited to kind of get into it. Tough bracket, but it'll be okay. I'm excited to break down these games with you.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a tough bracket. Toughest one I can remember in a long time. There's no
Mhm.
clear uh, two or three teams that everyone thinks are going to win it. There's obviously still some big favorites on the board, but um, there could be a lot of crazy upsets. Who knows? But we're just going to get right into it here because obviously it's a big bracket and we've got a lot to talk about. I'm just going to go from the top left down, and then we'll go from the top right down. So, first game, Alabama is playing officially after last night's win. Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Alabama are 24.5 point favorites. Is that not enough points, Maddie? Because I kind of feel like Alabama can cover that.
Yeah, I mean, Corpus Christi looked okay last night, but yeah, I mean, 24 points is so many, and Alabama has their full roster. I mean, they can put some damage into them. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of points, but then again, they can cover this number easily.
Yeah, we're not going to spend too much time on these games because I mean, I think Alabama can cover that number. Obviously, it's a lot of points. I agree.
Yeah.
If I had to take something, I would take Bama. I'm probably not going to take it, but obviously, on the bracket side of things, Bama's moving on. Let's get into the next game because this is a really good one. Maryland taking on West Virginia. I know we've talked a little bit about it. Maryland, obviously, in our wheelhouse, Big Ten basketball. Had a decent season, had some really impressive wins, and then some bad losses as well. And then West Virginia has looked good as of late. Obviously, playing in one of the if not the toughest conference in the country. Um, I know we like West Virginia in the bracket. The spread is 2.5. I think I'm just gonna roll with West Virginia money line as my pick for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Maryland, I mean, we've gotten a chance to watch Maryland a lot this year, obviously, because like you were saying, Big Ten country. So we've watched them a lot, but I don't know, they're just streaky. I mean, they were amazing at home, and then away they couldn't even buy a game.
Yeah.
So I think I'll probably roll with West Virginia. The points have actually moved a little bit. Um, it started at or opened at -1 West Virginia. So I'll probably stay away from that and go money line where you're at too.
Mhm.
But yeah, West Virginia's gone hot. I mean, they can play. They only lost by what was it, two to Kansas at home or
Yeah.
at Allen. So I mean, that's not bad at all. So yeah,
Yeah. And they're
I'm
tough.
done. Yeah,
They're tough. It's Huggins. They can shoot it. Um, guard play is a bit of a concern, but we saw it like in that Iowa State game when Toussaint looked good. They looked really
yeah,
good.
yeah. No, yeah, and a lot of the things that we look for in March, I know at least you and I, is conference and coach, and I think they have both. So
Yeah.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. West Virginia there. That should be a good one. Another good one, obviously, now we're getting into some of the popular upset picks 12-5. There always is one. San Diego State, Charleston. We talked about this one a lot. Charleston, I mean, we bet them all year. If you guys follow us on Pickett, you know that we took them a lot this year. They were really good to us. 31-3, a great season by them. But San Diego State is scrappy. I mean, they went 27-6. It does scare me because everyone knows how horrible the Mountain West is in the tournament. But I'm going to take San Diego State here just because of that defense. The line is 4.5. I think it's going to be really close. I think that they're going to dance around that line all game. I can't see either team pulling away and covering. So I'm going to take San Diego State just because of the defense, but should be a really good game. And then bracket-wise, obviously, Aztecs moving on for
Yeah.
me.
So this is one of those games, like you were saying, we bet on them a lot this year. and it kind of hurts me to go against Charleston. But I will say, I'm a stats guy with a lot of stuff, and I feel like I saw today. I saw a video that was talking about how the 12 versus 5 seed game, if the 5 seed doesn't shoot 50% or more from the field, then the 12 seed is like an absurd record. I can't remember what it was, but and San Diego State does not shoot 50% from the
I was
field.
gonna say it's
But
hard to shoot 50%.
it is. No, it is. And when I saw that stat, I was like, how many 5 seeds are actually shooting 50% from the field? But Charles, I guess the 5 seeds in this tournament are strong. I'd say San Diego State's probably the weakest one. But I don't know. I know we talked about this game a lot, and I've been going back and forth. I have San Diego State moving on currently. Will that change? I mean, my mind changes on this game, I think, every day. But as of right now, I'm going to roll with San Diego State, but there's a good chance that it changes by tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I like that. And then I think, like you said, it's going to stay around that 5-point range. I think it's going to come down to potential free throws at the end. And if it does that, it's probably going to go San Diego State's way. So that's why I'm kind of scared for the line. But yeah, if I had to take anything, I would probably look at San Diego State because of the defense, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Should be a really good game. Now on to this one where a lot of people have an upset opinion, and I love it. Virginia taking on Furman. We saw Virginia play in some horrible games this year. What was that loss? Boston College? Yeah. That Boston College game where they just absolutely shit the bed. Horrible game by them. The line is 5.5 here. I'm absolutely going to take Furman just because of Virginia's style of play. Down the stretch, I think that's enough points that Furman can easily cover. And Furman loves to shoot the three. They love to jack it up. If they get hot, they can easily win this game because if Furman gets up, if they get hot, Virginia's style of play is not a comeback style of basketball. So give me Furman to move on in the bracket, and definitely Furman plus 5.5.
Yeah, I completely agree with Virginia plays slow. I mean, they want to be in the half court. They want to get their offense going. I mean, this team won by 3 at Louisville. I mean, Louisville is one of the worst teams.
Yeah, they are horrible.
But yeah, no, I mean, you've seen it every year there's that team that just can catch fire from 3, and that's how a lot of these upsets happen. And if any team can do it, it's Furman. I'm taking Furman and the points, definitely.
Love it. Okay, moving on. I was kind of surprised at this spread because I know we talked a little bit about the bracket, but I haven't really looked at the spreads and the numbers until today. Creighton taking on NC State. Creighton obviously has a lot of talk, a lot of buzz going into the tournament. They had a lot of buzz going into this year. They are 5.5-point favorites over NC State. I love Creighton in this spot, and I think I really like this number as well. I'm probably going to take first half and game for Creighton. I really like it. Like you said yesterday when we were talking, they just have the combo of everything. They have a good guard, really good point guard. They have a really good big. So I'm taking Creighton to cover in that one and Creighton to advance in the bracket, obviously.
Yeah, I'm taking Creighton as well, and I love this number for them. I mean, 79% of the public is on Creighton, but that doesn't matter. I mean, this is a team that was top 10 coming into the year. This is a team that people were saying could be a national title contender. They have the guards, they have the small, they have the 3, they have the 4, the 5, they have everything, So they can guard 1 through 5. They can run it on offense. They can shoot the ball when they need to. I mean, this team can play. I love Creighton going a little bit deep. I know we talked about it yesterday, but I like them making a deep run in this tournament. And I think they're probably one of the better matchups for Baylor once they meet them. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with Creighton as well.
Yeah, like it. Okay, next game. A lot of buzz around this game, a 14-3 game. I guess the spread kind of reflects it, but Baylor taking on UCSB, the Gauchos. Baylor are 10.5-point favorites. this spread is very, very interesting. I honestly don't have a solid feel or pick for this one, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. But just talking about Baylor, obviously they have the guard play. We know guards win in March, so I really want to see how they look tomorrow. I probably will not touch this game. Maybe a Baylor first half, but I want to see how everything works because they were just so up and down all year. But, I mean, we've seen it. When their guards get hot, especially if Keontae George plays well, they are 100% one of the better teams in the country. So give me Baylor to move on. I don't think I have a pick for this one. If I would take anything, it'd probably be Baylor first half.
Yeah, I can't trust Baylor the way that they've been playing this year. I mean, the Big 12 is a crapshoot anyway. I get it, but I can't. The way that they were up and down. Iowa State, they got beat by big time. We couldn't buy one with Baylor this year. I feel like so. I probably same as you, stay away. The Gauchos can play, man. There's a lot of buzz about this game. They run a slow offense. They have 4 or 5 guys that can really score the ball, but they've played no one this year. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? You got to have that experience. And I don't know. I don't see it. So I'm going to take Baylor to advance, but yeah, this game's kind of tricky. Maybe this is a live bet for me. I might be looking at this game, seeing where it goes. If if the Gauchos go up a little early or something, maybe I'll look to throw a little. But yeah, I'm probably going to stay away like you.
Yeah. Yeah. Next game, a pick'em. First pick'em on the board. Mizzou is taking on Utah State. Utah State obviously danced on the bubble for a really long time, ended up getting in as a 10 seed. I like Mizzou in this game just because they had some really, really convincing wins throughout the year, some good wins. They're kind of a loosely put together group, transfers, all that stuff, but I like Mizzou in this spot just because I don't think I trust Utah State enough. So give me Mizzou to move on, and then since it's a pick 'em, my pick will definitely be Mizzou money line.
All right, this one. So we talked a lot last night, and once again, I've been doing my research a little today. I've been seeing some videos, stuff like that. I can't trust the Mountain West either, but I think I'm going to switch over to Utah State. They can play. Mizzou is good. I watched them play a couple of times this year. They can shoot the ball. They just don't have that prolific big man that I've seen.
Mm-mm.
Um, I think I'm gonna go Utah State just because of the way that they made their obviously the Mountain West Championship against was it San Diego State, I believe, yeah, and just the way that they were playing, they played well. I think I'm gonna go Utah State for my bracket. Betting wise, I don't know exactly yet. I think since I'm going bracket, I'll probably go Utah State, but I don't want to fade you as well. I don't want to be on that side of the ball either, but we'll see. As of right now, I think I'm going to ride Utah State. But once again, this is March. Everything changes every second, so.
Yeah, that's that. This game can go either way. Obviously with the number, it can go either way. I've seen more of Mizzou, and like you said, the Mountain West is the Mountain West, so that's why I'm rolling with them. But Utah State is they're not a bad team by any means. It should be a really good game, obviously, with the line.
Yeah. Yep.
Last one in the South region, Arizona taking on Princeton. Zona are 14.5-point favorites. The 2:15 game. I'm taking Zona. I'm taking Zona to advance in the bracket. I'm also going to be taking Arizona first half and game. 15 points it's not a lot for a 2:15 game, but with the way that Arizona plays, it kind of scares me. I just think their bigs are just going to be too much for a lot of these teams early. So give me Arizona. I think they control the pace, control the glass, obviously, with the bigs, and get it done. So Arizona first half and game, and then moving on in the bracket for me.
Yeah, I got Arizona moving on. I don't love this game. I think 15 is a lot.
It is.
Obviously, well, 15 is a lot in any situation, right? But Arizona, they've been playing really well. Don't get me wrong. They've been playing awesome. Just another one of those teams this year where I've been like, you're playing Colorado, you're playing these other teams, and you can't blow them out. But yeah, I don't mind the first half look. I don't think I would take them game. Princeton can play, but they're not gonna keep up with Arizona. Arizona is too dominant. But yeah, if anything, I'd be looking for probably first half.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, coming off that Pac-12 championship, they looked good. So we'll
Mhm.
see how they
Yeah,
look. A lot of these, 1, 2, 3, really the top 4 or 5 seeds. You want to see how they look in this first round, and kind of make picks from there. So moving on to the East region, I know we're gonna have a lot to talk about in this one. Um, Purdue is going to play the winner of Texas Southern and Fairleigh Dickinson, which is concluding right now. So there's no number on that game yet. It looks like it's going to be Fairleigh Dickinson, but I'm just taking Purdue to advance, obviously. It's the 1 seed. This spread I don't think is going to be too high. I'm really, really curious to see what Purdue can do with these freshman guards. They have not looked good against a press in any situations, and they haven't played the most athletic teams in the Big Ten. So, going to be interesting going forward. I know we'll talk about that a little bit later, but just taking Purdue to advance in that one, and I'm sure you got the same.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing to say, right? Purdue is they're gonna dominate this game, no matter what the number is. We'll
Yeah,
see what it
it's
is,
it's
but yeah,
this is like Zach Edey's been getting all the hype all year, all the talk, and then he's going to come out and just. I mean, I'm watching the Texas Southern Fairleigh Dickinson games on right now, and there's no one even close to his size. So that's going to be interesting.
yeah.
This game should be really, really good. I really love this number as well. Memphis taking on FAU. It is a 1.5 point spread. I love Memphis. They looked really, really good in the American Championship. Obviously, Marcus Sasser was out, but Kendrick Davis is a big time player, and he feels like he can go off in March. So give me Memphis to move on, and then I'm going to take Memphis minus the 1.5 as well.
Yeah, I'm taking Memphis. There's no way about. I mean, this team. I watched them against Houston. Like you said, they didn't have Sasser, but my God, this team can play, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Kendrick Davis is an absolute dog. I mean, that's the thing, right? Those stars they show out and they shine in March, and I really think
Mm.
he's gonna come. And he's the fact that he's been heating up. Watch out. I mean, FAU's good. They dominated in their championship too in their conference game, their conference championship. But I I don't know. Memphis has just played better teams. I don't know if FAU can really hold up with them. So I'll be taking the number and them to advance in the bracket too.
Yeah, love it. Should be a really, really good game. And like we said, Maddie, yesterday, when Memphis, I don't know what it is about them, but when they get hot, they are like red hot. It feels like
Red hot.
no shot ever misses.
Red
So
hot. Like yeah, I mean, like I was telling you yesterday, I was telling you yesterday in the final in the championship when Kendrick Davis hit a three, they stole it off the inbound, and then he hit another three. It's like, and he's doing that against Houston, So
right,
we'll
right,
see.
yeah. I love Memphis in that spot. They played 2 really good games against Houston to end the year. I mean, losing one on a game winner and then beating them in the American Championship. So I love that number. I love that game. That'll probably be one of my bigger bets of the day. Next game, another one that got talked about a lot. Two teams that kind of got interesting seeds. Both of them are kind of underseeded in my opinion. But Duke taking on Oral Roberts. The spread is only 5.5, which was surprising to me. I love Oral Roberts, obviously. Duke is arguably the hottest team in the country right now, which is scary. I really want to take Oral Roberts to cover this number. I really, really want it to be a close game. I think I have to take Duke to advance in my bracket, but selfishly, I'm going to take Oral Roberts because I really, really want to root for them. And if they bust my bracket a little bit, I really don't care. So give me Oral Roberts to cover 5.5, but I'll take Duke to advance. Oral Roberts, obviously, with A. Smith. They got Connor Vanover now, who is huge. That matchup down low is going to be interesting for guys like Lively and Filipowski. This should just be a really, really good 12-5 game. But Duke to advance, but Oral Roberts to cover.
I'm completely on the same wave. I absolutely love this Oral Roberts team. I mean, we saw them bust the brackets against who was it, Ohio State, and then they almost beat Arkansas. I mean, came down to the end. I have to take Oral Roberts. Duke to advance definitely because, like I was saying, they should have been a 3 seed. I mean, these five
Right.
seeds are absurd. I can't believe how strong the 5 seeds are this year. And
Yeah.
that's usually one of the upset games. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, I'm gonna go Oral Roberts with the points. It's moved a little bit down because a lot of the public's on it, but I'm okay with still taking 6. Or would you have it at 5.5?
Yeah, I just wrote down 5.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, I'm good with taking those points. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean six would be even better. So,
Yep.
um, God, I really hope Oral Roberts can pull that out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Next game, I'm not gonna say too much about this one because Tennessee was so high to me forever, and then they just got so low, and they've just been up and down, and they always lose in the tournament. Tennessee's taking on Louisiana. They are 11.5 point favorites. I have them to advance. I'm not going to bet this game personally. 11.5 just feels like a really weird number. And with how they've been playing, with Ziegler out for the season, I'm just not going to touch it. Um, if I had to take it, I'd probably take Louisiana, honestly, just because of how Tennessee plays sometimes. But it should be interesting. Tennessee to advance, and then no pick for me really.
Yeah, I like that. Honestly, the crazy thing is like Tennessee, they're one of the best. I think they're one top 3 definitely in defense, defensive rating, and they can play defense, man. And I mean, obviously we know defense helps, but like you said, Ziegler's out. They've just been up and down. You know, Rick Barnes doesn't do Rick Barnes. Yeah, he doesn't do
Yeah,
much in March. I mean,
no, they
he
always lose.
doesn't. He always loses. But something to look for in this game, I was thinking about taking them as an upset. There was a lot of rumblings, but once you look at the line, you're like, yeah, there's just, sometimes you just got to realize, yeah, that's not going to happen. And so, yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee to advance. The only thing that could be different is the over unders kind of low for this game. So I kind of want to look at what Louisiana's team total is because Tennessee does have one of the better defenses in the uh, in the NCAA. So if I can get a good number on Louisiana's team total and take under, I would love to because Tennessee's defense is suffocating, and I don't know if Louisiana's seen a defense like that. So I'd love to look at that number if I can.
Yeah, yeah. It, gonna. I mean, I don't think it'll be an easy game for Tennessee by any means, especially early. But again, like I said earlier, this is like a good game to see what they're going to be about in this tournament going forward.
Right.
Next game should be a really, really good one. Kentucky taking on Providence. Bryce Hopkins' revenge game, a lot of people are saying. I don't think so. I'm taking Kentucky to advance, and I'm going to take Kentucky to move on. I saw a really, really interesting stat earlier. Kentucky is obviously a great rebounding team with Sheboy, and Providence is not a great rebounding team. The glass is going to be really important in a game like this. So I'm going to take Kentucky to cover the 4.5 and obviously advance in my bracket. If, what's his name? Antonio Reeves? Is it Reeves?
Yep. Yep.
If he plays well, like he played in that Arkansas game, Cason Wallace is back, you said, which is
Yeah.
huge for them too. This Kentucky team, I think, can make a little bit of noise.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking Kentucky to advance. What'd you say the number was again?
4.5.
Wow. That's an interesting number. I don't
Worst line
know.
in sports, football or
Yeah.
basketball, just for the record.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna take. I don't know if I'm gonna touch this game once again. Might be another one of those where I like look at the live betting. Maybe Kentucky comes out strong, and maybe I look at the first half, but I think I might stay away from this game. It just seems too tricky. And I mean, they both play in pretty good conferences, so I'm just gonna stick with Kentucky in the bracket and kind of probably just watch this one. We'll see.
Yeah, should be a really, really good one. Next game, Kansas State taking on Montana State. This line jumped out at me. And I've got some noise coming in from over here in this direction. Kansas State, as a 3 seed, who have had a good year, they're 8.5 point favorites over Montana State, which
Oh my,
is weird. And I hate
that
it.
is
and
Mhm.
and I feel like it's easy to take Kansas State. So I'll probably take Montana State just because of this number and where it's at. I watched a lot of K State this year. They were really good. Obviously, Keontae is unbelievable. Noel's really good, but man, I'm gonna take the Cats to advance, but it looks like it's gonna be an interesting one.
No, I mean, our motto the whole year has been weird lines, right? I mean, we've been reading the weird lines, the home games, all that stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
this one sticks out here. I mean, this is a ridiculous line. It's 8.5 is crazy. I agree. I think I would probably we're gonna stay. I mean, weird lines has worked for us this year. It's been a wagon almost per se. Don't want to jinx and knock on wood, but
Mm-hmm.
I will say that 8.5. Yeah, I'll probably end up taking the points of Montana State too because that's Kansas State's a great team, but once again, they were supposed to be last in the Big 12. I understand that
Yeah.
they really grinded out. They have a great Jerome Tang, one of the best coaches
Yeah.
right now, but that number is just too fishy for me. And whenever Vegas knows something, you kind of want to be on their side. So I think I'm down for that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Next game. I'm sure a lot of people are coming here just for this. Michigan State taking on USC. MSU, after a horrible Big Ten tournament performance, still gets in as a 7 seed. The line is 1.5 in this game. I'm going to take MSU to advance, and I'm going to take them to cover, obviously. I'm very nervous. I think the only thing that I'm nervous about is Boogie Ellis. And he's unreal. We have to limit it. Hogard needs to remove his head from wherever it is. I'm not going to mention where it is, but
Yeah.
MSU really needs to lock in, and I honestly think they do come out and really lock it in. For the seniors, I think Izzo gets the younger guys going. I don't think they're going to go out like this. MSU is going to be one of my bigger plays of the day. It's the first game on Friday. So give me MSU to cover. Give me MSU to advance. I'm not saying we will, but I think we can do it convincingly and kind of open some eyes a little bit.
Yeah. I won't get too in depth because I mean, this whole podcast could be about this game. But just after a terrible, terrible performance, I mean, just a disappointing performance against a team that shouldn't have been where they were in the Big Ten tournament. This has to be a bounce back spot. AJ Hoger needs to get his head out of it. You know what? Tyson Walker needs to come out. When Tyson Walker smells blood, there's no one better in the Big Ten than Tyson Walker. I mean, this guy, he can hit shots from anywhere. You saw it against Purdue at home. When he was smelling blood, he needs to. Izzo just needs to tell him, listen, go out there and just play your game. He just needs to play his game, and everything will come. I will not be betting on my team. I have this, I have that rule where it's hard for me. I understand Theo has tried to convince me multiple times to look to bet this as a max play almost, but I can't. It's just a thing.
Play it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I've bet them a couple times this year and it's gone okay, but this is just a spot where I'm like, okay, this is the tournament. This is win or go home. Too much anxiety for me. I gotta stay away from it. But I'm scared of Boogie Ellis. I don't know exactly how tall he is. Maybe Tyson can take him if need be. But once again, I hate saying this, and I feel like it always comes down to this, but Joey Hauser's going to be that X factor. If he's hitting shots, I swear this team. I mean, he takes this team can go as far as Joey goes when he's hitting shots. So I thought I'd never say that in my life, and I take that off the record. But
I couldn't agree with you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Theo. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever say anything good about Joey ever again, but he has played. I mean, he's played all Big Ten this year, and all you can do is nod your. I mean, great player, great kid. I mean, he can come back. Perry Ellis effect. He can come back again next year, which is just absurd. But we'll see. But yeah, taking them to advance, and yeah, we'll see how this game shakes out. But like you said, if we can win this one convincingly, and we look at Marquette potentially in this next round, watch out. But we'll
Some
get into
noise.
that. Yeah.
Some noise. uh, really quick, just one more note on that game. USC is not good at defending the three. Some of the bad losses we've had this year, we've shot horrible from three. And when we have shot the three well, we've looked like one of the better teams, maybe not in the country, but in the conference at least. So give me MSU big. And it could be bad. It could turn out really bad. I really hope it doesn't. But into the next game, I'm getting some noise from over here. Oh, bad rebounding team, USC. Bad. I'm getting intel from over here on this side. A bad rebounding team, USC is, which plays in our favor because Matty Sissoko, it takes him 4 tries to catch the ball. So
yeah. Well, we're not a great rebounding team either, but I will say,
so deep into this game.
I don't know how to feel that this game's at 12:15 on Friday, but once again, I digress.
It's gonna just make or ruin our day right away.
And it's a Friday. I mean, it'll be fine. We're fine.
We're good. MSU.
Yeah.
I'm getting some noise about this game from over here too. A lot of noise, except people don't want to come on. That's fine. Marquette taking on Vermont, 10.5 for a 2:15 game, which is interesting. Marquette, man, I mean, they've looked really, really good. Kolek has looked really good. 10.5 is an interesting line. I don't know why it's at that number. But I'm going to take Marquette to advance, and then I'm going to take Marquette to cover 10.5 just because of how they looked in the Big East tournament, how they've looked lately. They had some really, really convincing wins. So give me Marquette, and that's what we're going to roll with.
Okay, I'm taking Marquette to advance. Another team that was supposed to be the last in their conference, like Kansas State was, and they came out on top, which is just absurd. But I know Theo Neforest is in your ear over there talking about the Catamounts, and I think I got to take their points. What a line this is. I'm
hearing a lot of noise about the Catamounts.
What a line this is. I can't believe that it's at 10.5. And, I mean, I'm looking through some of Vermont's losses. I mean, they lost by 26 to St. Mary's, 2 to USC. They beat Colgate. They lost to Iona, Yale. Okay, whatever. I don't want to hear any of that. They're 15 straight games. Won 15 straight coming into this tournament. God, give me the Catamounts. Give me all that plus 10.5. 14-2 in the conference. I mean, give me all that. Marquette to advance, but I don't know, man. Marquette's been good this year. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, something about those Catamounts. They've been playing well. I bet on them a couple of times. This is almost on the brink of a respect bet, but we'll get into some more respect bets later, of course.
Yeah, cancel my Marquette play because God, that's awesome. And the Catamounts is that's just electric. All electricity all around. Marquette to advance in the bracket.
Yeah, but that's a play where you just you got to take Vermont, right? I mean, it's going to be sick.
This line is something serious. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see how much faith Vegas has in Marquette, so.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, moving on to the right side of the bracket, into the Midwest, the region that I am most excited to see. I love a lot of bets in this region. Houston, Northern Kentucky, the line's 18.5. I'm taking the Cougs first half. I'm taking the Cougs game. I'm taking the Cougs every which way. You guys know what it is. This is the Cougs. This is a Pro Cougs podcast. They've been our team for 2 years. They've never let us down. Marcus Sasser probably won't play. It doesn't matter. You can put my grandma out there at point guard. They're still going to cover this number like they always do. It's the Cougs. It's the Cougs. It's the Cougs. All of the above. Thank you.
Hey, watch out. Yaya has some game.
She does.
But here.
Great left
Let me tell you right now. Yeah, let me tell you right now.
Literally.
There you go. This is Houston. This is Houston half. This is Houston game. This is Houston team total. This is everything. This is everything. I mean, what scares me is the over-under is at 121.5, but you already know that's because Northern Kentucky, they might not even break 40 in this game.
Yeah, they might not.
Northern Kentucky stinks. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put it. I mean, they're not the best team on the horizon. I know they won, But personally, I think Youngstown State was better than them. I don't know how you feel about that, but
Hmm.
I mean, I thought they were better.
Youngstown
Give me
brought the
Houston
people out
every
this
which
year.
way.
They did.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
brought
dude.
They brought that whole city out.
That's right. I mean, they just couldn't get it done, which I get. I mean, it happens. You have a bad game every once in a while, but 18, stop. This number should be closer to 21, 22.
Yeah.
Stop all that. Give me 18 all day.
Yeah. It's and I mean Houston is 31-3.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't get Houston off a loss very often, and you're gonna give me
no.
Houston off a loss in the tournament? Come on.
Yep. And Houston lost. I mean, sorry, this is pro Houston podcast, so I got to get a little bit of my Houston in here. They lost to Bama by 6. If Houston can get there, it ain't happening again. That's all I got to say. All right.
Yeah. 100%. God, I can't wait for that game. This game's going to be awesome too. I love this line. Iowa taking on Auburn. It's a pick'em. It's anywhere from a pick'em to 1.5 on a bunch of different books. Auburn. This game is in Alabama. Iowa plays no defense. Iowa had bad losses down the stretch. They haven't put it all together. Chris Murray kind of faded down the stretch. This is an instance, at least for me, where I'm fading the Big Ten. I love Auburn in this spot. They have electricity factories for the tournament in Wendell Green. You need something like that. I think Auburn can win this game by a ton. And the line scares me when that's in my brain. But I'm going to take Auburn to advance and then obviously money line since it's pick up.
Give me Auburn to advance and give me all of Auburn in this game. I mean, listen, in Birmingham, think about their home court, right? I understand it is their home court, but this is a home game. There's gonna be people coming out for this game, right?
Oh,
okay. Yeah. They didn't do as well going down the stretch, all this stuff, but Janai Broome, Rebracha or whatever, stop. Janai Broome is going to absolutely dominate over that guy. We've watched a lot of Iowa, as we have with all the Big Ten teams. They're very streaky. They got to hit their shots. That's why this number's at 151.5, the over-under, because they can catch fire.
Yeah.
And they can score the ball. But listen, have they seen a team this ignorant before yet this year? I don't think so, right?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't even put MSU in that category. We get ignorant, but I mean, come on now.
Not like the jungle. Not like the jungle.
And that's what I'm saying. They're not going to know what to do. All these boys going down there and going down to Alabama. Give me Auburn. Give me all of Auburn. And if I can get a pick 'em, I don't know what it is on books, but just give me Auburn.
God, what a game! What a game that's going to be.
It's going to be amazing.
Talking about another game that's going to be very interesting. I mean, the line says it. The styles of play say it. Miami taking on Drake. It's a 2-point spread. I've loved Miami all year. Guards win in March. Drake is awesome. They are. I'm taking Miami. I'm probably going to regret it. It feels like this is the upset. But I'm taking Miami because I'm going to trust the guards. God, a 2-point spread on a 5-12 is just terrifying. But give me Miami. Miami money line will be my play there, and then Miami to move on. God, this part of the bracket could be such a mistake.
All right. First of all, love the Canes. Shout out Slim. Shout out Nick.
Shout out Slim.
Yeah, he loves the Canes. I'm not going to go against Canes advancing the tournament, but give me all of Drake +2. My God. Listen, Theo, we've been riding this weird line, this agenda all college basketball, and I'm not going to go away from it now. It's been working for us. It's been hitting for us. I understand that sometimes Vegas tries to get you with those weird lines, but this is March. They're not fooling around anymore. You know?
I know. It's got Drake written all over it.
Listen, this isn't a Saturday Coppin State versus South Carolina State. What a game, by the way.
God, I'm gonna miss those games.
They're not messing around. This is the tournament. This is where they make their most money. Vegas knows what to do. I'm taking Drake +2. I don't care if they're throwing the bait out. I'm taking hook, line, and sinker. I'm taking everything. Give me that +2, but still give me Miami to advance. I think this game could come down very close. I don't know if Drake's going to win, but also part of me feels like if Drake covers this number, they're winning, you know?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. God, that this feels like one of those games where it's either going to be right at the number or it'll be not even close. Not even
Yeah.
close. And it can go either way.
Yep.
Man, what a game that's going to be. Another, I mean,
It's
here we
going to
go
be a
again.
sick game.
This is where this part of the bracket can just get so tricky. Indiana taking on Kent State, a 4-13 game. 4.5 is the spread. What I want to hear your thoughts, Matty, on this one first, because this game has me in all types of trouble.
I don't know if I can say this any clearer, but Indiana stinks and Kent State's going through. I got them advancing. I got them +4.5. I might, or +4. I think it's +4, right?
I have 4.5 written down.
Okay, yeah. I'm
Shout out
taking
Pickett
them.
Sports. All of these lines are the best lines you can get on these games, just for the record.
That's right. Shout out Pickett. We'll be posting on that throughout the
time.
tournament. But listen, I'm taking Kent State. I can't go against this team. Sincere Carey is an absolute stud. They played at Houston and lost by 5. They played at Gonzaga, lost by 7. They played at Charleston, lost by 2. I understand those are losses, but find me another 13 seed that's going into Houston. What is it? The Fertitta Center, right, or whatever.
Fertitta Center, yeah.
Fertitta Center, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me another team is going in there and doing that. No, it's not happening. They almost gave Houston their fourth loss this year. Come on now. I got to take Kent State. I have to.
Kent
I mean,
State
there's just no other. And they're heating up. Sincere Carey can absolutely ball out. Jalen Hood-Schifino, love him to death. Think he's a great player. You know, he love his game, but he's a freshman, man. I can't trust these freshman guards. We saw it with Purdue. We saw it with Lawyer. We saw it with Braden Smith. Can't do it. Gonna take that. I might even look to do money line because I'm so confident. Hopefully, this doesn't come and bite me in the ass. But I think that's what I'm gonna be doing.
I'm taking it with you, Matty. You convinced me. And since I'm taking Miami, I feel like I have to take Kent State here because I feel like there's just no way that I get Miami we get Miami and Indiana through, both of them. So give me Kent State. I'm really afraid that Trace is going to be too much. But man, Sincere Carey feels like he could have some kind of tournament.
Oh
God,
Theo,
God.
it just gives me that Oral Roberts vibe again, where they got that one stud in Absmus or whatever, and then they got those role players that can just play. And I don't know. I can't get away from the fact that they only lost by 5 to Houston at Houston. Mm-hmm. That's something.
That's true. That's true. All right, Kent State consensus, everything. Moving on and spread. We got points to work with. Love that. Mm-hmm. Next game, Iowa State taking on Pitt. Pitt with a good win last night. Barely squeaked by. Iowa State are 3.5-point favorites here. I'm going to take the Cyclones. Kalsher just feels like he can take over a game, and he's going to have a big game in March. 3.5 is an interesting line for this one. But I like the Cyclones in this spot. Give me them to move on and give me them to cover 3.5.
Yeah, I agree. Give me them to move on. I actually forgot to look at this game now because they had played the first 4 yesterday. So I'm getting a first look at that line. And interesting line, especially with a team that was kind of middle of the road in the Big 12 and then a Pitt team that was not supposed to be where they are, Mm-hmm. But Pitt grinds it out, man. They can play. They have good team. Their coach is awesome. But yeah, like you said, Iowa State's too much. I think they play in a way better conference. I know they play in a way better conference. They've been heating up as in recently. I mean, they have Baylor's number. So I mean, they won 3 times against Baylor this year. Give me all of Iowa State. Give me a -4, -3.5, whatever it's at, and then give me them to advance too.
Yeah, 100%. Next
Yeah.
game, not going to go too deep into this one because I don't like Xavier that much. Xavier taking on Kennesaw State. They're 12.5 point favorites. I'm going to take Xavier to advance. I'm not going to bet on this one
Yeah.
because they scare me. I don't like them. I feel like they can lose. So give me Xavier to advance. I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it either. Nothing to really look into this one. Xavier, I've watched him play a couple times. Kennesaw State can put they can put the ball through the hoop pretty efficiently. But once again, I'm not gonna really touch this game.
Yeah.
Xavier to advance. Xavier is I don't love them, but they have the pieces to make a sneaky run. But once again, I'm not touching this game. It's
Yeah.
not worth it to
Yeah.
me.
This one really interesting, seeding wise. Man, really interesting for the Aggies. Texas A&M taking on Penn State. Texas A&M, I felt should have been seeded higher, especially with how they closed out the year. Penn State obviously goes all the way to the Big Ten championship game. Both of these teams played really, really good ball down the stretch. They kind of play different styles. I'm going to take Penn State in this one. I don't know why. I I haven't been very high on Penn State all year, but they have so much experience and the way that they can shoot the three just I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it because this is just like kind of a gut bet. I'm taking Penn State just because of the way they can shoot it and the experience. Texas A&M though can really give them a good game, and I hope this is a good game.
Yeah, I have no idea who to take in this game. I have Texas A&M right now, but the way you're talking about Penn State, I mean, both of this is the game of just red hot teams coming into the tournament. I mean,
Yeah,
Penn State, both of them making their conference tourneys, right, or their championships. Um, I mean, then again, Texas A&M getting smacked by Bama, but that's not anything to kind of dwell on because Bama's that team. But I have no idea. I don't even know if I have an opinion on this game. I can't really even figure. This is one of the tougher games for me. Right now, I have Texas A&M, but I've watched a lot of Penn State this year, and they're just they're so impressive the way that they come back in games and
I
stay
was
in
gonna
games,
say
and
the thing with them is they'll never be dead. They
no,
will never go away, and I feel like
no.
that's gonna be good for them in the tournament.
Honestly, yeah, I agree, and I think I'm gonna take Penn State, and I think I'm gonna actually take Penn State. Did you take the? Are you taking the points, or you say you're staying away?
I'm probably gonna take the points.
No, yeah, I agree. I think I'm gonna take the points, especially because what we were just saying, they never go away, so that's usually good for a team that's who can work with some points. So I agree. I think I'm gonna do that as well. I like that pick actually.
Yeah, it should be a really really good game. But man, Penn State just won't go away, and they have that experience factor. And
Oh my gosh, yeah.
we haven't even talked about it. Jalen Pickett is one of the best players in the country. I mean, he's
I
unbelievable.
I mean, I can't believe how good he is. He scored 41 earlier this year. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
Just crazy,
he
man.
just controls the game, and
Yeah,
that's going to be big down the stretch.
yeah,
So
I agree.
Penn State there. Next game, man, I really wish Colgate didn't get a 15 seed, but Texas taking on Colgate. Texas are 13.5 point favorites. Texas just won the Big 12 tournament. They've been good all year. They have really good talent. Serge Jabari Rice is a great player off the bench. I really, really love Texas. I'm taking Texas to advance. But Colgate was awesome for us this year, too. I don't think I'm going to touch the spread because I can definitely see Colgate covering, and Texas is scary in the tournament. But give me Texas to advance. I don't think I'm going to touch the 13.5.
We're not going with the respect bet for
God, I
Colgate.
know. I know. They deserve it. They do.
They
They
do.
do.
This is the thing. I'm kind of just looking over some of their stats, looking at what they have. I mean, they're the best 3-point shooting team in the nation, which I just did not know that. 41% from the three, which is absurd. Then again, I get it. They play in what, like the Colonial League or Patriot, one of those.
Yeah.
I get it. But let's not overthink it, right? It's Texas. They're going through. I'm not worried about that. The spread is kind of low for a 15-2. I mean, 13 and a half is
It
nothing to
is.
be, it's low.
It is.
I mean, it's no 24 for Alabama. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a low spread. I'm in I'm in between on this one. I think I might do a respect bet for 13 and a half Colgate and just hope that they can shoot the absolute lights out, because if they do, watch out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 100%. God,
yeah,
Colgate, man, they were so good to us this year.
so good.
Oh, all right. Last region. Um, the West region. Kansas taking on Howard. Again, we're not going too deep into this one. It's Kansas moving on. It's the one
Yeah.
seed.
Yeah.
Kansas are 22-point favorites. It's a lot of points. I don't know if I'll touch it personally. I might tease. I'm thinking about like teasing the one seeds. But we'll see. It's just a lot of points. They can definitely cover that number. I just probably won't touch it. But Kansas to move on.
Yeah, Kansas move on. Probably won't touch the spread. Howard's not a great team, but I mean, they made the tournament, so I'll probably just stay away.
Yeah. Next game going to be a really good one. Arkansas against Illinois. This is a 1.5-point spread. I just really like Arkansas in this game. Illinois just up and down all year. They had really good games. They had bad games. I mean, they have experience, which is on their side. They can defend a little bit. They don't have the guard play as much. Arkansas is young, but I think I have to take Musselman in this spot. I think this is just I'm taking the Muss bus. That's what I'm rolling with. I'm going to take Arkansas to move on. I'm going to take Arkansas to cover, and that's just what I'm going to roll with. Musselman's been great in March. Arkansas played a lot better down the stretch, so give me Arkansas to move on, and I'm going to bet on them as well.
Yeah. I just had Illinois, but I switched them. I'm not taking Illinois. I mean,
No.
come on. They Dane Danger, who transferred over from Baylor, which I actually just found out. I didn't even know that. That's great. But he can play inside, but Arkansas's got a couple big guys. They can protect the rim. Nick Smith is. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's playing. I don't know how healthy he is, but I know he's playing. Anthony Black, man. I mean, these guys can hoop. I mean, they had one of the best classes coming in. They didn't perform well this year because Nick Smith he was out for almost the whole year.
Yeah.
So give me the guards. Give me Anthony Black and Nick Smith in this spot, and definitely give me Arkansas. I might look to do what's the money line at? I might look to do money line.
It'll. It's 1.5. So money line's a good bet. I'm probably gonna take money line as well.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably end up taking money line. I always get nervous with those small spreads, but Drake's the only one that would take like the plus 2 in that one. But yeah, I'll probably take money line in this one.
Yeah, God, there's just gonna be so many good games. Talking about another good game. If you love defense, make sure you tune into this game. St. Mary's taking on VCU, two of the best defensive teams in the country. VCU are 4.5-point favorites. I'm taking VCU to advance. I'm also taking VCU to cover 4.5, just because of what I just said. Points are going to come at a premium in this game. It's going to be very, very tough to score, so I'd rather have the points to work with. Give me VCU in this spot, and I don't really believe in St. Mary's that much. I don't.
Yeah, give me VCU. I mean, you're spot on with that. 72% is on VCU, and the line moved the wrong way, so a little reverse line movement towards St. Mary's. But once again, I think that plays more of a factor when you're favored, personally. I mean, it plays a factor both ways, but I think it's fine with the points. And like you said, and this is one of the lowest. I think Houston might be a lower number. So I think I hate taking unders, but I think it's one of those things in the tournament last year. I think we even did it. It was like the lowest line in the tournament. We're going to take the under because there's a
Yeah,
reason it's that low. It's the
yeah,
second lowest line behind Houston, and we all know why that is because Northern Kentucky can't even they won't play very well against them. I think I got to take the under too, just because, like we've said in the past, we've done in the past. This is a low number. There's a reason it's low. I'm going to go under as well.
yeah. Add that to my card too. I like that a
Yeah.
lot. Who do you have moving on?
Sorry, I have VCU. I got VCU advancing.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Hearing
mean,
some noise. I'm hearing some noise from over here. We got some St. Mary's crowd here, but it's not them.
listen,
Um,
listen. Saint Mary's. They every year they kind of. I get it. Last year they dominated Indiana, and I don't want to go over that because that was a fluke. They play in the West Coast Conference. I'm not locking them in. VCU is. This is a spot. This is the spot I think for the upset.
yeah, I agree. God, that's going to be a gross game. Like I said, if you want to watch people lock down, you watch that game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here we go. UConn, Iona. A lot of talk about UConn, Matty, and I've heard a lot of it from you. UConn are 9.5-point favorites. Could you start on this one, please? Because I don't need a lot of convincing, but I want to hear it.
Listen, I know we're gonna get. I'm assuming we're gonna kind of like go through our brackets
Yeah,
after the points, or okay.
yeah,
This is a thing for me, at least. I think that UConn. I'll just spoil it now. I have them going to the Final Four. I think that they are such a strong team in this tournament. I think they have the big men, they have the guards, they have the coach who has a little bit of experience. I'm not saying that he has the experience that you need, but he has experience of coaching. Every coach needs to go through it. I think that they can do it. Am I scared for Iona? Of course. I mean, Rick Pitino, man. I mean, come on. He knows how to coach. He's been in these spots. He's not. He's won a couple national championships if I'm not wrong or if I'm not mistaken.
yes.
But oh yeah, he had the one against Michigan. Sorry, just had to throw that in there.
That
But
technically doesn't count.
yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah, you're right. Okay. But yeah, no, I agree. Or not. I agree. I think it's got to be UConn going through, just because that number is so high. Like if that number was a little bit lower, I would be more. I would be scared. I would probably be a little more scared. I think once you get above that seven, 7.5, 8 range, it's a little bit iffy. But yeah, that's where I'm at probably.
I agree. I like UConn a lot. I have UConn advancing. I'm probably not going to bet this game. I'm probably just going to watch and watch closely because you have put UConn so far into my brain that we'll get into it after. I'm taking UConn to advance. I'm not going to bet the game. TCU is going to take on Arizona State or Nevada. The line is not out yet because Arizona State and Nevada are playing tonight. Give me TCU to advance. I like TCU a lot. Mike Miles is for real. I don't know what the line's going to be. I don't think it'll be over 5. If I had to guess, it'll probably be 5.5. I'm going to take TCU to advance, and then I'm probably going to take them to cover too, honestly. I really like the guards. And Mike Miles is he's for real. And we saw TCU last year give Arizona a straight-up game. So I think they're hungry to get back and make some more noise in the tournament.
Yeah, I would say whose line probably, you said 5.5. I'd probably say, yeah. I would say lowest it'll be potentially is 4. But
I was gonna say it could be 4.5.
Yeah. TCU, I'm taking them to advance. Arizona State or Nevada, whoever they play, don't think they're strong enough. Don't think they can compete with them. So yeah, I'm gonna take TCU. Like you said, Miles Beast. He was out for a little, coming back. Obviously, he's there. I'm down. Yeah, I'm gonna take TCU as well. I don't know about the spread yet, but
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know about the spread yet. I might stay away. And also, I didn't say if I was gonna UConn that game. I'm gonna stay away too. I think, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So both of those I might stay away from just because there's so much action everywhere else that I'm more confident in,
Right. Right. Um, should be a decent game there. Gonzaga taking on Grand Canyon. This is interesting. One of the bigger spreads on the board, and it is a 3-14. That makes me feel like take Gonzaga. It's a 15-point spread. Gonzaga are 15-point favorites. Gonzaga looked really good against St. Mary's. They reclaimed that WCC crown. They easily won the championship game. Give me Gonzaga minus 15. Give me Gonzaga first half. I assume it's 7.5 or 8.5. Give me Gonzaga both ways there. I think the line is kind of telling you who to take. I don't know. Grand Canyon. I don't really like them either. They're not bad,
Yeah.
obviously, but Gonzaga's just they're rounding into form. So give me the Zags.
Give me Zags minus 15.5. Give me to them obviously to advance. This game I think might be a bloodbath.
Yep.
I personally think that Gonzaga, like you were saying, they're coming around at the right time. They're number one in offense. They don't play bad defense, but I mean they average 87.5 points per game. I mean, there's no getting around that. GCU went 11-7 in their conference and must have had I didn't watch much of their conference tourney, but they must have had a miracle run going through. Not confident in that if that's what they're going up against, especially as a 14 seed. Maybe a little bit overrated in the seeding. I could be wrong. I don't want to speak on GCU that much, but I'm going to say Gonzaga on the points definitely.
Yeah, love that. Okay, 2 more games that we're going to give picks for, and then we'll kind of just speed through the bracket. Northwestern taking on Boise State. Northwestern obviously had arguably their best year in our lifetimes, at least.
Yeah.
They are 1.5-point favorites against Boise State. I'm going to take Northwestern. This is just a respect the Big Ten bet because I usually don't respect the Big Ten. Boo Booey, one of my arch nemesis or nemesi. I don't know the plural. But he's had a great year. Northwestern has had a great year. I'm just going to take Northwestern, not digging too deep into that one. Plus, it's the Mountain West. So, Northwestern to advance and Northwestern money line.
It's Northwestern money line, Northwestern to advance. Mountain West stinks. Nothing more to it. Boo Booey is one of the people that have just ruined my MSU basketball seasons for a couple years. Adij is he's legit. He was, I think, co-defensive player of the year with McConnell in the Big Ten. Adij is legit. Tyberry, they can make some absolute noise, and I think that going into that 2 against UCLA, which I'm assuming we both have advancing the next one, I think that's going to be a great game. So yeah, let me give me all of that money line for Northwestern and them to advance as well.
Yep. And then last one, UCLA taking on UNC Asheville. UCLA are 17.5-point favorites. Very, very interesting. They are by far the largest spread for a 2-seed game. UCLA had another really, really good year. They've got experience on their side. But Asheville's got some players, man. UCLA is going to go through, but I think Asheville covers this game. Give me Asheville to cover as my play, but UCLA goes through.
Absolutely, UCLA goes through, but absolutely give me Asheville to cover the spread.
Yeah.
I mean, they have. I don't know how casual some of the listeners are in college basketball, how they look. Yeah, they don't rank well. They played well in their conference. They got a guy. Everyone remember this guy, Drew Pember. Absolute beast. I'm pretty sure he transferred from Tennessee, so a big-time program, right? And he can play, man. I mean, I'm looking at his stats right now. 21, 9, and 2 blocks per game, 21 points, 9 rebounds per game. I mean, he shoots 83% from the free throw line and 37% from behind the arc. And this guy's 6'11". 6'11".
He's a beast.
And Jalen Clark is out, right?
Out.
Jalen Clark is out. And I thought they had someone else out, but I could be wrong. Um, but
Is
either
Bona
way,
out?
Bona might be out. I can't remember. I can't remember if he's playing. If he's playing, that'll be hard for Pember. If he's not, that's what I'm saying. Watch out, man. They're covering this number. I think it's too high. I think UCLA is a heck of a team, and if they get, I mean, they're going to get past this game, but they're going to go far, I think. But watch out, man. I mean, they got a guard who shoots 46% from three. Well, just this team can be legit.
I like Asheville a lot.
I love
do.
Asheville.
Shout out to Mike, by the way. Shout out Mike. He
Mike.
loves Asheville. He loves
Let's
Asheville.
So shout out Mike, man. Yes.
Those are all the not for long. Those are all the picks for the first round games. Matty, I think we just speed through the brackets here. Just like a little bit of explanation from like for games that you really, really like or that should be really good. You can go ahead and go first, actually. Just kind of go through your matchups because I know we have some differences in some spots. So you can just go ahead and go through yours first.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
You want me to just go through all of them, the whole bracket?
Yeah. Just start like back at Bama, West Virginia, and then you can go through regions, or you can just go down again, whatever you want.
All right, so we're gonna go with the South. So I got that Bama West Virginia matchup. Bama's too much. West Virginia has the coach, has the talent, but not to keep up with Bama. They're tourney ends there, I think.
Yeah.
So I got Bama through. We talked about this game. I switched it to Charleston, Furman. It could switch to San Diego, Furman again. Just going to ride with what's on my board for right now. Charleston, Furman. I got Charleston going through. Creighton, Baylor. There have been a lot of talks between us for this game. Theo, I know you're a big Baylor guy, and I've been trying my best to convince you that Creighton has all the pieces to move through. So I'm going to take Creighton. It's a tough game. I think it's going to be one of the better games of the tournament.
Yes.
And we get it on the first weekend, which is awesome. But yeah, I'm going to go Creighton. And we'll talk once you go through yours, we'll talk a little more about that because I know that's a tough game. Okay, Utah State, Arizona. I'm still between Missouri and Utah State, but right now I got Utah State and Arizona. Arizona's going through. I think they're too much. And then I'll just finish out the South region here, right? So we got Alabama, Charleston. Charleston's not even. They're not going to compete.
That's going to be if that matchup happens, that'll be something.
Yeah, that line's gonna be 20 at least. I mean, that's gonna be an absurd line. Creighton, Arizona. I am all in on Creighton. I think Arizona is streaky. I think Tommy Lloyd's a good coach. I think Kirk Kreese is I think he's a hothead, but I mean, no disrespect to Kirk Kreese, is a great player, but I mean, I think he plays well. Tubelis is amazing. Balo's awesome, but Creighton can match up with anyone. They have the guards. They have like I said earlier, they have everything that they need to make a run. And this is a team that was, had great odds to win it all. So I'm taking Creighton through. And Creighton's tournament then sadly ends at Alabama. Alabama's in my Final Four out of the South.
I like that. We'll just go region. We'll switch off. We'll just
yeah, that's fine.
So
yeah.
I'll do the South. I'll do my South now. So
Perfect.
Same thing. Bama, West Virginia, I agree. Bama's too much. Bama goes through. I have San Diego State, Furman. I think the defense is too much. San Diego State goes through. Creighton, Baylor, like you said, I know we talked about it a lot. I think Creighton goes through. I'm on your side now.
Wow. Let's go.
Now, this could change really quickly if the guards look unreal against UCSB. If Baylor covers that spread and they convince me, that could switch so fast for me. But
True.
I think Creighton is the more complete team, and I think the bigs are going to present, or at least Kalkbrenner is going to present a lot of problems for Thamba and JTT. So Creighton through there. I had Mizzou, Zona. I think Zona goes through, back up to the top. Bama, San Diego State. San Diego State doesn't have enough scoring to compete. Give me Bama through there. Creighton, Zona, basically the same exact thing you said. I don't think Zona's complete enough. I don't think they have enough. That should be a really, really good game too. Creighton's got a tough road to get there.
They do.
But by the time they get to the Sweet 16, they'll be battle tested already.
Yeah.
Give me Creighton through there, and then Bama, Creighton. It's Bama.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I'm glad that you're on the Creighton train with me. I hope that they can get through, but man, they got a road. They got a road to get through. So we'll see. All right, so we want to go east. Let's do the East region. So, all right, so obviously we have Purdue, Memphis. First one seed to go down is going to be Purdue. I've watched them all year. It's insane to me that they can't break a press. Memphis press as well. They have a good defense. They're active. Give me Memphis all day and give me that spread. I hope that Memphis is plus money because I will hammer that money line. I don't think Purdue has. I think they have a shot in this game, but I don't know if they're going to be in this game as much as people think. Give me Duke over Tennessee. Don't need to talk much about that. Duke's just hot. Kentucky, Kansas State is this is a tough one for me. I think Kentucky's super streaky. I think they have the better player overall in Chibwe, but I think Kansas State just has more players. Give me Kansas State. Give me, Michigan State, Marquette. Due to me not wanting to jinx anything and me to keep, if Michigan State goes through, I'm happy. I don't really care about my bracket. Give me Marquette. Next is Memphis, Duke. I think Memphis ends here. I think Duke's just you got to be with the hot teams during this time. I think Duke is just hot. They have to get through against Memphis here. Kansas State, Marquette. Another great game. Another game that's going to be one of the top 5, top 10 games of this tournament, definitely. Give me Kansas State. I know you like Marquette a lot, and I could be convinced. These brackets don't lock until tomorrow, so I still have some convincing to do. So give me Kansas State, and then give me Duke to beat Kansas State and Duke in the Final Four for me.
Okay. Purdue, Memphis, I agree. I think Purdue goes down. I think Memphis is too much. The guards are going to be too much. Purdue obviously has Zach Edey, but guards win in March. We've been saying it this episode. I've been saying it for however long we've been doing this pod, over a year now. Guards win in March. Kendrick Davis has by far the upper hand against Purdue. So give me Memphis to go through. I just think they're going to be too active for them. Duke, Tennessee, I'm taking Duke. Tennessee always loses. They're not going to have enough without Ziegler. Kentucky, Kansas State, I agree. Could be a really, really, really good one. Whoever controls the glass wins that game, which scares me because Kentucky has Shibwe. I just like Kansas State. I think they're a little bit more complete. They don't rely on as much. Like Kentucky needs Reeves to have a good game. They need Shibwe to have a good game to get through. So give me Kansas State. MSU, Marquette. I'm taking Marquette just like you said. I don't want to jinx anything. But just a side note, if MSU wins that game, you will see them in the Final Four. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Memphis, Duke, the road ends there. Duke is really hot. I mean, they stay hot. They're just everything's coming together for Duke right now. They kind of remind me of Carolina last year. So give me Duke to advance there to the Elite Eight. I have Kansas State over Marquette now. After thinking. I just like Kansas State, man. I don't know why. And
I love them.
Okay. That's going to be a really good game. I just like the matchup of Knoll with Kolek. I think he can limit it. I like Kansas State there. I have it written down, but I don't even want to look at it. Right now, for me, I could flip a coin between Duke and Kansas State to get into the Final Four. I don't know yet.
Right.
I wrote down Kansas State. I think it's just because I don't want to put Duke in my Final Four. Um, but really, really interesting region. On to the Midwest.
All right. So Midwest,
You guys already know
we're
where
gonna be
this is going.
the Houston Cougars are going to obviously advance against Auburn. I don't think Auburn is a steady enough team. They lost a lot from last year, where I really thought they were going to go all the way, but obviously didn't. I'm going to take Houston in that matchup. Miami, Kent State. Kent State's road ends there. I think. I think Miami has the guards to play better. I think that they're going to have the more experience being in the ACC, even though it's not the greatest conference, but played some good teams in that conference. Give me Miami. Give me basically my only thought for Iowa State over Xavier is give me the Big 12. Also, I think Iowa State has just the best player on the court. I think Jack Nungy is a close second on Xavier, but give me Iowa State in that game. Texas over Penn State, not much to say there. Texas is a powerhouse. I think Texas actually could go they could make it all the way. They're a great team. Marcus Carr, those guards are legit. Serge Rice is amazing. They have a great team. And then give me Houston over Miami. I think Miami is not enough to, especially if Sasser's there. It seems like he's going to be playing, and he went through warm-ups in the championship game, just never played, precautionary thing. I think he'll be okay. Give me that. Give me Texas over Iowa State. They've played a couple times this year. Texas is just a better team, flat out. I know they've gone through a lot of adversity this year, and you want to look for those teams that have gone through that adversity, and I think that's one of those. So give me Texas in that one. And then this is a top 3 matchup. If they
Game
make
of
it
the
here, this is a
tournament
top
if
3
it
matchup.
happens.
Yeah, this could be the championship game. This Texas-Houston game. Houston is legit. We all know that. You know that this is a Cougs podcast. You know that Texas can play. I don't see a world where I go against Texas. Texas's defense is ranked. They're ranked 11th in adjusted defense and ranked 18th in adjusted offense. I mean, this game is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Give me Houston. Give me Houston to go to the Final Four in Houston. If Houston makes the Final Four in Houston, it's a wrap. Don't let them get to the Final Four, I swear.
Love it. Same thing. Same exact thing. Houston over Auburn. Miami over Kent State. The guards are too much. Iowa State over Xavier. Big 12. Texas over Penn State. Then Houston over Miami. The guards don't mean anything because Houston's guards are better. Texas over Iowa State. Texas is just better. Houston, Texas. I really, really, really hope we get that game to go to the Final Four. But I have to take Houston in that spot to get to the Final Four. On to the West.
All right. West, we're going to start off with Kansas as the number 1 here going against Arkansas. Not an easy game for Kansas at all. Arkansas is no joke. That's a tough game. I think that line's going to be tight. I can see between 4, 6, or 6 or 7. Give me Kansas, though. I think Kansas is just a better team. Bill Self is, going through some stuff right now, but that's not going to stop them. They'll be all right. I think they're going to go through. VCU versus UConn. Give me UConn all day. Gonzaga versus TCU. I think TCU is a great team, but I just think Gonzaga is getting hot at the right time. And Northwestern, UCLA. This could be a hard game for UCLA. And I will say, I'm just going to say flat out that Northwestern could keep it close. I might look to take Northwestern in that spread. But absolutely give me UCLA. They're number 1 in defense. They're very good in offense. Give me UCLA all day. Mm-hmm. All right, Kansas, UConn. This will be another one of those top 5 games in this tournament if it happens. We've gone back and forth. I think Kansas is a great team. They have everything they need. I'm a little higher on UConn. Don't ask me why. I just think that they could pull this one out against Kansas. And then Gonzaga, UCLA. Originally, I had Gonzaga. but I kind of was thinking about it. Gonzaga is the number one offense, and Kansas or UCLA, excuse me, is the number one defense. So what a game we're gonna have on our hands, right? But I just think that the defense of UCLA. I understand they don't have Jalen Clark. I know they might not have Bona. I can't trust Gonzaga in the tournament. I might switch this one again. We might have to talk about this one a little more, but right now I have UCLA, and then I have UConn beating UCLA to go into the Final Four. I'm pretty high on UConn.
Okay. Kansas, Arkansas, I agree. I think that'll be a really, really good game. But Kansas goes through. VCU, UConn, I don't think VCU has enough, even with the defense. TCU, Gonzaga should be a really good game, but I think the Zags have too much. The experience will be too much, and Timmy will have good matchups in that game as well if it happens. Northwestern, UCLA. There might be some magic, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat the Bruins. Kansas, UConn. Okay. Kansas, UConn, I've been so back and forth on. It's UConn, then it's Kansas. Then it's UConn, but it's Kansas. And Bill Self, it's another weekend, and they have another week of rest. And I don't know. Whoever wins this Kansas-UConn game, I think gets to the Final Four. Right now I have UConn just because of what we talked about. Sonogo has such a good matchup down low. So I'm going to take UConn to advance there. Gonzaga, UCLA. I know that UCLA defense is really, really good, but they lost Jalen Clark, arguably their best defender. So I think Gonzaga is just going to have too many good matchups. So give me Gonzaga, Connecticut right now, and then give me UConn in the Final Four. But if it is Kansas, Gonzaga, give me Kansas in the Final Four.
Okay.
But
I like that, yeah.
I think any of the three, Kansas, Connecticut, or Gonzaga, can get in. Because if Gonzaga plays Kansas, Timmy has a great matchup all game in that game too. So,
Yep.
Things can go either way. I think the West is a little bit more open in terms of the later rounds.
Yeah. No. I actually think the West is the most, for the 1 through 4 is the most chalk. I think the top 4 seeds in the West are gonna make it to the Elite Eight. I think I see no other way,
Yeah. Yeah, but man, what an episode. What a bracket. I mean, I cannot wait for this to start. We are 15 hours away from tip-off, and I cannot wait. Matty, cannot thank you enough. Thank you for taking the time to do this. Man, should be really, really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for having me. I can't wait. Games start tomorrow, so gotta lock those brackets in. But let me tell you, I'll be switching mine a little bit. I still think. I mean,
yeah.
There's just too many games where I might have to bring out the old quarter and flip, but we'll see. Yeah. But I appreciate you having me on. Hope everyone enjoys March Madness. Can't wait.
Yeah, should be a good one. To see any of those switches, just in case they do happen, which they definitely will, make sure you follow us over on Pickit at Pozios Picks. You'll see every single bet we take there synced automatically. It's perfect. You can see our bets synced automatically, everybody else on Pickit. So make sure, if you haven't yet, download Pickit. You're definitely going to need it to track all your March Madness bets anyway. So be sure to do that. Also, remember, we do have merch. Spring's coming up, so go ahead, get your tees, get your windbreakers. We got the sweat shorts on there too, so go ahead and check out the merch down below, down in the description below. Go ahead and click that link. And that is going to do it. Really, really can't wait. Going to be a really, really awesome tournament. Go Green. Go Spartans. All right. And the Cougs. And the Cougs. Can't forget about the Cougs.
And the Cougs. Yep.
I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Matty, thank you again, brother, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.